beg President Buhari to resign immediately, Huriwa tells Nigerians. Well, you're welcome to Gleanful. This is the platform for you where you get updated with all the news happening in Nigeria. Well, we'll be discussing what Huriwa tells Nigerians. He says, I beg President Buhari to resign immediately. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has told Nigerians to beg President Muhammadu Buhari to resign immediately. The group is worried by the expanding frontier of terrorism in the northwest and the unprecedented levels of armed kidnapping in Katsina, Niger, Zamfara states, and the constant bombardment of parts of southern Kaduna state by armed Fulani attackers. Huriwa raised the alarm that Nigeria was snowballing into a huge ungoverned space, requiring the joint action of world leaders and United Nations to stave off the imminent collapse of constitutional democracy. The right advocacy group believes that the reason the attackers were becoming much more daring was because of the toxic body language of those in control of the political layers of power in Abuja. The group also noted that all this was happening because of the fact that all the strategic security positions in the internal security architectures were headed by persons who share same ethno-religious orientation with the majority of the armed terrorists who were threatening the national security and were getting away with their antics. Huriwa said since Buhari does not believe in federal character in the appointment of security chiefs and since his persistent and serial nepotistic appointment in the last 6 years has brought the nation to a near-failed state, the next best option was to plead with him in the name of God to resign honorably. Huriwa said it will be more honorable for President Buhari to tender his letter of resignation if he still loves to see Nigeria remain unbroken. The right group said this in a statement by the National Coordinator, Comrade Emmanuel, and the National Media Affairs Director, Ms. Zainab Yusuf, and made available to Daily Post on Sunday. The group rejected that since 2015, the nation has increasingly become one huge ungoverned space following the abdication of their constitutional functions by the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Buhari, who, according to group, has rather chosen to focus on promoting primordial agenda of his regional and his Fulani ethnic and nationalities to the deriment, disadvantage and endangerment of the territorial integrity and national security of Nigeria. The right group said the deeper cause of the national security crisis facing Nigeria is the absence of an independent National Assembly since 2019, when the likes of Buhari were elected as the Senate President and the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives. In the thinking of Huriwa, President Buhari's failure and unwillingness to decisively deal with the armed Fulani attackers because of ethno-religious consideration is the motivation needed by such terrorist organizations like the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association to continue to threaten states and have decided to pass a legislation banning open grazing of cattle. The Nigerian president at the moment has decided to fruitlessly chase after the private interests of cattle owners who are his kinsmen while neglecting his core function of protecting the territory of Nigerians from invasion by such armed group. Huriwa carpeted the presidency and the National Assembly for failing to take lasting and actionable measures to combat the terror attacking while condemning the president for failing to officially list this armed Fulani militia in those forests as terrorists. Huriwa called on National Assembly to move for impeachment of President Buhari, who can't protect Nigerians from favored terrorists and named bandits. Huriwa said it wouldn't be shocking if the terrorists were able to take over the newly purchased Tucano military jets because the current administration was unwilling to wage a law-based war on terror against the armed Fulani attackers. Well, this is happening at a time where parties are struggling to elect their presidential candidates for 2023. You can see Huriwa begs President Buhari to resign immediately. They say this is the most honorable thing you can do as a president. Resign honorably. You have stayed in the office for 6 years and we cannot pinpoint any landmark project. We cannot pinpoint the growth of our economy. We cannot pinpoint anything that the president have done to move this country further. Instead, what we are seeing every single day is terrorism, is insecurity, is school children being abducted, is Fulani herdsmen raging war and entering communities and causing crisis, killing people in broad daylight, without the government labeling these Fulani herdsmen, herdsmen killers, as terrorists. Why? Because the Huriwa is saying because they share the same ethno-religious background. because maybe they are from the same places. He said that the federal government is not focusing, or the government of this administration is not focusing on what it needs to focus on. Instead, it is busy putting people with the same religion or the same ethnicity in power. And that is true. Look at our IG. Look at from the army, the navy, all the military high-ranking positions. All the top military high-ranking positions are owned by the same, or are governed, or by rule, or are led by the same ethno-religious set of people. How can Nigeria move any further? So they cannot pass the judgment when they commit crime, because of why they are looking at them that is their brother that did this. So how can they pass a particular judgment for them? This is what happens in a country like this. So I think it's high time that the government of Nigeria forget about ethnicity and put the right people in those positions. This is the only way we can move forward. And I think the president has stayed over 6 years in power, and if he thinks, or he knows that he cannot perform well, the most honorable thing to do at this particular point in time is to resign. Instead of sitting down there for an extra 2 years and pushing Nigeria backward, or pushing Nigeria down the drain. Because the level at which insecurity is at Nigeria now, before you know it, everybody will be so unsafe. Because bandits have abducted school children, they have entered the bush, they have killed so many, they have even gone to the number one military base in Nigeria, military academy, that is the NDA Kaduna, and they have been able to enter there successfully, kill some officers, and even abducted one. So the insecurity level in Nigeria is so high, and the government have failed in protecting lives and property. So I think it's high time, and what the Huriwa is saying is correct. Let the government or the president resign and give room for other people to come into power and do the right thing. Because there are so many competent hands in Nigeria. There are so many people that can change this governance, change this economy, change this country. But have they been given the opportunity? Instead, all that our president is electing are people with the same ethnicity, people with the same religion. I think we should forget about that and focus on its number one priority, which is to safeguard lives and properties and take Nigeria further. This is not a time to be safeguarding a particular religion or safeguarding a particular ethnicity because they are Fulani and you are Fulani and you are trying to protect them. No. This is a time to uphold the entire Nigeria and push our name further. If not, if we continue like this, we don't have a future, because as it is now, Nigeria does not have a future if we continue in this manner. Well, what are your thoughts and opinion? Leave them down in the comment section below. Do you think the president is performing well, or do you think it's high time he drops or he writes or signs his resignation letter and let Nigeria move further? Because this is 6 years into office and there is no landmark. There is nothing that he has done that we can say, yes, the president has tried in this area. Look at the doctors are on strike. NAD is on strike. NMA are given the government a 21-day ultimatum that they'll go on strike. The educational sector is in Zamfara now. All schools have been closed down because of kidnapping and abduction. Well, drop your comment in the comment section below. If you're coming here for the first time, you're welcome to Cleanful. This is the right platform for you, where you get updated what's happening in Nigeria, in Africa, and in the world at large. So all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and we'll keep you updated. So just keep watching Gleanful and do have a wonderful week.